Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of lessons, but every now and then, one comes along that's powerful enough to shift your entire perspective. Steve Harvey has lived a life of struggle, rejection, setbacks, and victories. From being homeless and broke to becoming one of the most recognizable entertainers in the world, Steve's story carries a message we can all learn from. And today I want to share with you the life lesson Steve Harvey wants everyone to hear. Your dream is possible, but it requires faith, resilience, and a refusal to quit. Most people don't fail because they dream too big. They fail because they dream too small. Steve Harvey often says, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. But the problem is, too many of us stop ourselves before we even start. We doubt ourselves, we let fear creep in, and we convince ourselves that our goals are impossible. Steve's own life is proof that belief is the foundation of everything. He grew up poor with limited opportunities, and for years he lived in his car while chasing his comedy career. But despite his circumstances, he never let go of the belief that he was made for more. He believed in a bigger life when everything around him screamed, give up. The truth is, nobody will believe in your dream until you do. Faith is the fuel that takes you through the dark nights, the unpaid work, and the rejection. Your belief sets the tone for how others see you. When you walk with conviction, people begin to listen. When you speak your dream with certainty, doors start to open. Believing bigger means refusing to let your current situation define your future. It means declaring, this might be where I am, but it's not where I'm staying. The life lesson here is simple. Never shrink your vision to fit your surroundings. Don't let small minds talk you out of big dreams. Your dream is valid, and your belief in it is the first step to making it real. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Steve Harvey often talks about the countless times he bombed on stage, got rejected from shows, or lost opportunities. But each failure taught him something that prepared him for the next step. Too many people let failure paralyze them. They take one setback, one mistake, and they label themselves as unworthy. But Steve learned that failure is actually a blessing. Every time you fail, you're being redirected. Every closed door is pointing you toward the right one. Think about it. If Steve had quit after his first failure, he would never have gone on to host shows like Family Feud, write best-selling books, or inspire millions worldwide. The failures were stepping stones, not dead ends. The life lesson here is to embrace failure as education. Every mistake you make is teaching you how to be stronger, smarter, and more resilient. When you fail, don't just ask, why me? Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? Failing forward means you never waste a failure. You use it as fuel. You let it sharpen you. And one day when you finally succeed, those failures will be the foundation that holds your success steady. Steve Harvey is famous for his message about jumping. He says that if you never jump, if you never take the leap of faith, you'll never truly live. Too many people stand on the edge, afraid of what might happen if they chase their dream. They wait for the perfect time, but that time never comes. Steve's leap was quitting his job to pursue comedy full-time, even when he had no money and no safety net. He slept in his car, showered at gas stations, and lived with uncertainty, but he knew that staying safe meant staying stuck. Taking the jump doesn't mean you won't get scraped up. In fact, Steve says your parachute won't open right away. You're going to hit some rocks, face some setbacks, and feel some pain. But eventually, your parachute will open and you'll soar higher than you ever imagined. The lesson here is that comfort zones kill dreams. If you want a life of purpose, you have to jump, even when you're scared. Waiting for certainty means waiting forever. Your blessing is on the other side of your leap of faith. One of Steve Harvey's core lessons is that everyone has a gift. Your gift is the thing you do effortlessly, the thing that comes naturally to you. It might be cooking, teaching, encouraging people, making people laugh, or solving problems. The problem is most people never unwrap their gift. They ignore it, bury it, or let fear keep them from using it. Steve's gift was making people laugh. He didn't know it would lead to a career on television, books, and motivational speaking, but he stayed true to that gift even when it didn't pay the bills. The life lesson here is that your gift is connected to your purpose. When you use it, doors will open. When you develop it, opportunities will find you. Too many people chase money, but money is temporary. Your gift is eternal. It's the thing God put inside you to make a difference in the world. You don't have to look far for your gift. It's already inside you. Ask yourself, what do people always compliment me on? What do I do that feels easy for me but hard for others? That's your gift. The challenge is to trust it and use it boldly. Steve often says, if you want to fly with eagles, you can't keep hanging out with chickens. Your environment determines your elevation. If you surround yourself with negative, small-minded people, they will clip your wings before you ever take off. When Steve was chasing his dream, there were people who doubted him, laughed at him, and told him to get a real job. But he also had mentors and friends who believed in him, encouraged him, and pushed him to keep going. That support system made all the difference. The life lesson here is to audit your circle. Ask yourself, do the people around me lift me higher, or do they drag me down? Success is not a solo journey. You need people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your vision even when you don't. Sometimes the hardest part of growth is letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. But remember, you can't take everybody with you to the next level. Some people are only meant to be part of your past, not your future. Steve Harvey's story is one of perseverance. He faced poverty, homelessness, rejection, and countless obstacles. But the one thing he never did was quit. Perseverance is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. Life will test you. Your patience will be stretched, your faith will be challenged, and your strength will be pushed to the limit. But Steve's lesson is this: if you keep going, eventually things will break in your favor. The universe rewards persistence. Think about it. Most people stop right before their breakthrough. They give up after the 9th rejection, not realizing the 10th would have been the one. They walk away right before the tide turns. But Steve reminds us that the darkest night comes just before the sunrise. The lesson here is simple. Don't quit. Rest if you need to, cry if you must, but don't stop moving. Success is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. One of the most powerful lessons Steve teaches is about gratitude. No matter how little you have, no matter how tough life gets, there's always something to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It takes you from focusing on what's missing to appreciating what's already there. When Steve was broke and living in his car, he still found reasons to be thankful for another day, thankful for the opportunity to chase his dream, thankful for the people who supported him. That mindset of gratitude kept his spirit alive when his circumstances were against him. Gratitude is magnetic. The more thankful you are, the more blessings flow into your life. It's not magic, it's perspective. When you're grateful, you see opportunities where others see problems. You focus on solutions instead of obstacles. The life lesson here is that gratitude is a choice. No matter where you are, choose to focus on the blessings. Write them down, speak them out loud, and carry them in your heart. Gratitude doesn't just change your day, it changes your destiny. At the heart of Steve Harvey's journey is faith. He believes that without faith, nothing is possible, but with faith, everything is. Fear will always whisper, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? What if it doesn't work? But faith says, what if it does? What if you succeed? What if this is your moment? Faith is choosing to trust in something bigger than yourself. It's believing that God didn't bring you this far to leave you. It's trusting that even when you don't see the whole staircase, you take the first step anyway. Steve's life is proof that faith can carry you through storms, setbacks, and seasons of uncertainty. Every major breakthrough in his life happened because he chose faith over fear. The life lesson here is simple but powerful. Fear is a liar, but faith is the truth. Choose faith every single time. It will guide you, strengthen you, and open doors that fear could never touch. The life lesson Steve Harvey wants everyone to hear is this: your dream is possible, but it will require belief, resilience, and faith. You will fall, you will fail, you will face setbacks. But if you believe in yourself, take the leap, use your gift, surround yourself with the right people, and keep going with gratitude and faith, you will rise. The dream inside you is not random. It's your calling, and the world is waiting for you to live it.